Sagittarius, June 2025 is your month to have a huge breakthrough with your twin flame. So cards are already flying out of this deck. This is the Self-Love and Inner Unity Oracle by Senezen. You can check it out at senezen.com. And I've got to the left here the Romance Angels by Doreen Virtue, and the right is the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reed. Oh, there we go. Let's see what's coming up. Today, this is your month, Sagittarius. Okay, we've got the first card. You see the lovers kind of jumping for joy in the background, and there's a person thinking here, what is yours will return to you. I cannot lose what is truly mine. And so what this means for you, Sagittarius, is like, this is what you're working through right now. This is, you're kind of finding it hard to let go of something and just like let the universe take care of it. And it's not like a passive thing. It's not like you're sitting there like waiting for Santa Claus to come and drop gifts in your lap. That's not what letting go is. It's more like doing things from a place of being relaxed about it, like knowing everything's going to work out. And it's the same thing with your twin flame journey right now. Like that is key for you, Sagittarius. You like to plan things. You like to know what's going on ahead of time. I'm like that too. I'm a Leo, but like I still have the same issue. But I really want to invite you to let go and let the universe, let God, let Spirit show you what is meant to arise, how it's meant to arise. This is a really beautiful card. I actually pulled these the other day. Interesting. Interdimensional healing. When I heal and align, my experience shifts. And so you have a couple in this like little bubble. This is like you and your twin flame. As you heal, they heal. You don't need to like peep around the corner and check and see if they're healing when you heal. It just will naturally happen, and you just focus on you. Then we have the unseen path. I courageously choose the unseen path. So this goes hand in hand, which with this card, letting go and letting the universe like drive, but you're not a passive passenger. You're like actively engaging in receiving your experience. Like you're in a state now, Sagittarius, of receiving your good, receiving your reality, like going outside and noticing how pretty nature is, or going to a movie and taking in the smell of the popcorn. Like you're receiving your life rather than floating through it and being numb to your life. And that's going to make this part the unseen path, where you can't predict what's going to happen next, how it happens. You can predict that it will happen. Yes, if you desire your harmonious twin flame union, it will happen. And you can you can say that as simple as you can say 1 + 1 = 2, right? So let go and trust and have fun. Like I feel like for you, Sagittarius, is more about like letting the adventure unfold, like taking a new path. Like if you're a hiker, you want to take a new path, like some place that you haven't hiked before, just to kind of get some newness, right? So let your whole twin flame journey be that way. I'm going to start pulling cards from the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms and the Romance Angels to kind of support the reading that we just did with these cards. We've got codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. So this might not be the type of addiction that you think of when you think of addiction. It might not be to a substance. It could be codependency in terms of being addicted to a person. And there's many different ways you can be addicted or codependent in a relationship. But I don't want you to throw out the baby with the bathwater, as they say, and really like choose to see that not all loving relationships are codependent. Like I think people kind of confuse a healthy relationship where a couple is like interdependent on one another. Some people think that that's codependent, but it's not. It's interdependence. It's where you and your partner are loving each other and supporting one another, and nobody feels drained. When it gets codependent is when like one partner is overgiving and kind of scared that the other person is not going to be pleased and they're operating out of fear. Another form of codependency is like avoiding having a hard conversation, or being in a relationship with someone who avoids and continuing to accept that. And you don't need to put up with that. You don't need to be with that person, even if it's your twin flame. Like you don't have to accept this in your life in any form. Another part of codependency is like low self-esteem, like you're constantly thinking about what the other person's thinking about you, like constantly, not just like a little bit, but like it affects your entire day, right? So these are things for you to heal. It's nothing to be worried about if this is coming up in your reading. You and your twin flame will both have this. It's not just one person. Why? Because you and your twin flame are one. You share one consciousness. And so this is kind of what you're releasing, Sagittarius. Like all of these things that come up in your reading are things that you are currently working on releasing. Okay. Your next card is the Fire Prince. This is very cool. Optimism and aggression. Sagittarius, you are one of the zodiac signs that the Leos get along with the best. So I kind of feel like I know you, and you can be this. You can be a little fiery and like you're kind of like a boss in a sense. Like you like to tell people what to do, or you don't necessarily. You're not like necessarily like a boss of a lot of people, but maybe you come in and you kind of like call a spade, and people get pissed off, including your twin flame, but not really. I mean, your twin flame can handle it. Like that's your person, right? Like they're gonna look at this fiery aggression that you have and kind of be like, kind of like that, in a sense. Like maybe they don't like it directed at them completely, but that doesn't mean you hold back. I want you to know, Sagittarius, that like you can't change this about yourself. So don't try. Stop trying to change this about yourself. Stop trying to like be the rhino in a china shop and like step on like, flower rose petals and be like, excuse me, I just wanted to tell you something. Like, don't be meek, okay? Don't change yourself just because it pisses some people off. Well, let them be pissed off. Like, you pointed something out, and probably what happens is people think about it later and then they're like, oh yeah, they were right. Okay, so just stop being so judgmental of yourself. That's what I'm going to say about this card. Don't change yourself for someone else. Next card, pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. I'm being silly about this card, but seriously, Sagittarius, like, I feel kind of like when you're getting these three cards, I feel like you're like, I think you're learning how to not do this. I feel like something tells me like you've done something where like you ignored red flags and kind of like pushed like the fire energy here. You kind of pushed a relationship forward, but the other person wasn't there with you for whatever. Maybe it's your twin flame or whatever, right? And like you overlooked red flags because you see the good in people. Like you see their soul, you see their spirit. But then I want you to know something that my teachers told me is like, this is a funny expression, but how do you treat an asshole like an asshole? Why? Because they're a divine being. They're a child of God. They have choice and free will. They are choosing to XYZ, whatever this red flag is for you that you're seeing them do. Their higher self is choosing that. They're not unbeknownst to this thing that they're doing. Sometimes I think, Sagittarius, you're like, oh, let's just give them the benefit of the doubt because you want to be forgiven, and so you forgive other people. But the difference between you and that person, or even if it's your twin flame, this may be what they're teaching you, is that they're not seeking forgiveness. They don't think they're doing something wrong, right? Or they don't have an awareness that they're doing something wrong on a human level. But their divine self, like, you're not separate from your spirit. You're not separate from your divine self. It's not like your higher self is like hanging out in the clouds, looking down at your human form and being like, oh, pop some popcorn and watch that drama. Like, that's not what's happening. Your soul is making a choice right now. And for you, if you're seeing red flags in your twin flame person, whether they're your twin flame or not, if you choose to ignore them, And that person's going to keep doing it because they're trying. They are not trying. They are showing you something about yourself that you need to shift, Sagittarius. And perhaps those of you who are watching this have actually just come out of the awareness of this. Like you've brought awareness to this pattern and you're moving forward in a different direction. I had a lot to say about that. Okay. Next card. The Swan Queen, transformation, intuition, and patience. Ooh, patience. Right after the Fire Prince. How's that? The Swan Queen and ice with the fire. It's a perfect combination. I feel like Sagittarius, you do swing between these two things, where you can be very fiery and hot, and then you can calm down and cool, and like you know how to chill. You know how to hang out. You know how to relax. And it's a really beautiful combination. I feel like this is just calling you to recognize that and to accept yourself on a deeper level for who you are and how you are. Okay, next. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Remember this, Sagittarius. And it's not about crossing your arms and being resentful of a person and being like, well, fine, I'm going to go take a bubble bath. Like that. That's not what this is about. That's not self-respect. It's just, it's a feeling. It's a knowing. It's not something you do. It's not an activity you do. It's like you just do it. You just are inside of you. You respect yourself. You're like, I respect myself. I respect who I am. I love who I am. I adore who I am. I like my personality, right? Like those are some things you say to yourself, and that's all you need to do, really. And you mean it. If you don't mean it, that's okay. Ooh, the Phoenix, resurrection, surrender to change. I feel like Sagittarius, like what this tells me, since it's at the end of this reading, is like this is the energy that you moved through. And then coupled with these cards that I first drew, it's really like you have union energy on either side of the centerpiece, which is the person walking on the unseen path. And that really tells me that like you're in a new place. You have risen from the ashes. You've kind of come through this energy, or you're on the verge of coming through this energy. And that's a really good thing. I'm really like, I don't know. I don't know everybody who's watching this, but I am proud of you for whatever you did, your inner work, a choice that you made. I'm happy for you. I do want to share that if you resonate with this reading and you'd like your own personal reading, I do have personal readings. You can go to my website, twinflamesheartsdesire.com, and you can also book an introductory session with me so that I can help you with some of these energies that you're moving through a process of inner work that's very powerful but very easy. It's called the mirror exercise. So I can help you with that. I've been helping Twin Flames for many years. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to watch the other videos on my channel if you have like a moon or a rising in another sign. I'm sure it will resonate with you. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.